Senior Michan Tamala, also known as Yubi, top laner for the 32nd. And with me, sorry, Mr. Tony. Oh boy, it's you. With me, Tony Tallboy, also known as Sergeant Ridgeway from the 41st.
No, it's right. I was muted. It's fine. Thank you. Everything's
It's all.
fine. Everything's fine.
I got you. I had your
Friday
introduction
Night
for you.
This
Shenanigans.
is perfect.
All right.
All
And
right, but yeah, so we're here kicking off the night with the 29th Strokings versus the 501st uh, 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 large skill gap. This is gonna be a pretty interesting game, I think. What are your thoughts on tonight, gentlemen?
I think.
um,
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
so 29th and 501st are both very good teams. And from the words of the 29th themselves, they think the 501st are their strongest rivals. So this should be relatively intense to watch. We do know that the jungler for the 501st has been the only person who's actually defeated the 29th pretty much single-handedly. So I'm
Wouldn't say that.
looking to see if he could perform this
I wouldn't
exact
say that.
same way this game as well for
Do you
his
want to
team this
do you
time.
want to elaborate on Sejuani's Flail being the only person single-handedly to beat the
So
team?
I don't think it was single handedly
I have a vested
because
interest in this one.
looking at that game, yes, he did a lot for the team. He did help the team a lot. But you have to understand the dynamic that the 41st has. Uh, since the beginning of the league, right? They've only grown, right? And the 29th may have gotten too complacent with their placement, right? So I think a lot of things went into it. I will say Sejuani's Flail did go in and put down some, you know, damage here and there, right? That's fine. That's fine and dandy, right? And he may have contributed to the team comms, but ultimately the team helps to win, and the 29th team is stacked. I think what happened was they singled out people, and they kind of just made the game go their way.
All I know from it is that Cornmoller lost to my good boy Tony Tallboy right here, and he doesn't want to play into a Tom Kench again. Regardless of the outcome, what happened that game.
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying there's a skill gap there, but better top wins, right?
That's all I'm saying, right? Like look at the game.
Real, real.
The 41st brought out their A game. They were like, this is it, boys. This is the one right here.
All right, let's actually talk about the draft going in tonight. So on the side of the 29th, they're going to start off with the Volibear top, very popular pick in the last 4 or 5 matches in the FMC. The Kindred is a relatively newer one. I don't think I've seen a Kindred yet, so this is going to be interesting. And we actually have Braxy in the on the Xerath in the mid lane right now. Also a champion I haven't seen at all this league, so I'm kind of excited to see how many of these skill shots he's able to hit.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, we have a Shenstar from Sergeant Jones, pretty standard top laner for the side of the 501st, really safe pick and always useful regardless of how behind he is in lane. The classic Vi pick from Porter. I'm surprised he just didn't go Briar again, but I guess they didn't really want to coin flip whether that was good Briar or bad Briar. So we got a relatively consistent jungler coming out from, by Sejuani's Flail, followed by Syndra being played by Bella the Boulevard. Not a champ I've actually seen her play, I believe. So
Yeah.
that's a weird one for me.
I'm very curious because we haven't seen Sergeant Porter bring out or Sejuani Slayer bring out his Sejuani, right? Um, and I feel like while Vi is a pretty solid pick for him, not because I've played Sejuani most of the season, but I would have just played it safe with Sejuani.
See, I think he wants to be in a position where he does more than just be a tanking body bag full of HP. Vi is somewhat can be somewhat tanky, but he also is very oppressive when it comes to taking down a single target and locking him in. And as we've seen quite often, in a lot of games, especially Cornmoller, he does get an early lead and start running away with it if you don't lock him
Hold
out
up,
immediately.
I hate to cut you off there. That is a little Sandra support down there with Ash on the side of the Troll Kings, and we have an Ezreal Leona On the side of the 501st, this is this is very interesting. The Lissandra pick, but I was assuming it was going to be Zaref support
Um,
at first, and then I was like, wait, we're in draft order.
the Lissandra support is interesting, but it's not like I haven't seen it. It's not that like off meta. It's definitely not a common support you'd see, but it has its purposes, especially when it's purely only for CC, such as the Ring of Frost or the Frozen Tomb, just to be output to stop again the single target, especially Wasdo, because Ezreal, Wasdo's Ezreal, we've seen it last night. It's absolutely insane. So if that single target, like point and click stun, could serve to be very useful for shutting him down. All right, looks like we're gonna get into the match here. Any final thoughts on the draft from both sides? Between any of y'all? Anything from you, Tony Tall Boy?
Xerath is relatively weak right now. I'm not too sure about that pick, especially into like a Syndra Vi. I feel like it might take Braxy quite a while to spin up, and I'm not so sure about that bot lane Lissandra pick either. We'll definitely see. But this is an interesting draft on the side of the 29th. And I'm curious to know the
It is a very
modus
backline.
operandi there,
Yeah,
It's a very backline oriented draft. The only front line being Volibear. A
which
lot of
that's the
damage
only front
coming
line you
out.
need.
I mean,
Real.
realistically, yes, Volibear is the only frontline you need.
Yeah, he is going to
Uh,
have a very easy time laning into Shen, as he will just counter the Shen by literally eating him alive and healing every time. So,
indeed, indeed,
gonna be a bit
and
of a rough one.
looking at uh looking at the draft, I gotta say, my thoughts are leaning towards. I hate to say it because I really do. The Final First has a better utility draft, in my opinion, but that is you can't discount the Kindred and the Lissandra picks on the 29th, extending fights longer, right? Which is what the 501st kind of doesn't want to do with some of these champs because like once Vi burns her kit, that's it, right? You put down that Kindred ult and Vi's just sitting there like, oh well, I have these big fists. What do I do with them, right? Or Lissandra ults herself, or ults one of them going in. So I think both teams have pretty good setup, but I think utility wise, I'm going to lean towards the 501st.
They do have very good. You know what I want to see? I want to see Bell hit a nasty E, and just knock anyone inside a Kindred ulti just outside of it, kill him. That would be such a big brain play.
Yep.
I'm hoping I see that at least once this game.
Yep.
Yeah,
But we're going to take a short break while we get set up and ready for the game, and then we'll see you guys back here soon. We are back from that very short break. Told you it was short. Hope you didn't blink. But we are back here with the 29th Troll King versus 501st large skill gap. There's a bit of a issue with the stream.
30 seconds
I
until spawn.
All right, well, we're tweaking that.
all right. Do we want to do introduction starting?
All right, we're good. Oop, I
All right.
paused. Well, this
Um,
sucks.
I'll go ahead and start off with the introductions. On the blue side, we're gonna have the 29th. In the top lane, we have the number one Kree fan, also known as Senior Airman Cornmolar. In the jungle, we have Sketched, also known as Staff Sergeant Anastasia. In mid lane, we have Braxine, also known as Sergeant Walton. ADC, we have the Asian, also known as Senior Airman Tran. And in support, we have DZ Dios, who is Senior Airman Zabal. On the red side, we're going to have on the 501st top lane, Set Phases Stun as Tech Sergeant Jones. In jungle, Sejuani's Flail as Sergeant Porter. Mid lane, Bella the Boulevard, played by Senior Airman Bailey. ADC, Wasdo, played by Senior Airman Toman. And support, Bailey Copper, played by Senior Airman Redman. I am one of your casters tonight, Yubi, also known as Sierra Chantabala, and I'm joined in by two co-casters here tonight.
Staff Sergeant Ridgeway, aka Tony Tallboy, and
And I am Staff Sergeant Washington, also known as Logan Silvers. So, looking starting out, we have pretty much a calm game compared to the last few weeks. What are you guys' thoughts on what's happening?
I want to see blood, honestly, but these two are some of the better teams in the league, and I think they're gonna play it with patience because of that. We can expect it to see a little bit more, a little bit less bloodshed, a little bit more controlled environments, and not as much coin flips. Unless Adwani's Flail decides to do a classic and just run it in at some point. So
I feel like that's an attack, and I'm here for it.
it's a track record. I'm just saying. So,
Yeah,
But,
I feel like that's an attack, but I'm here for it. I'm also
I don't know,
wrong.
on a real note, just to look at the game state, this has been more and more common recently. I feel like I've been saying this quite often, but it looks like red side is going to be start from a top to bot clear, while blue side does a reverse, does the opposite, standard bot to top clear, and both junglers are going to be avoiding each other this round. One thing I
Yeah, it
am
does
going to
look
note
that
is,
way.
yeah, one thing I'm going to note is that it is a Kindred jungle, and most junglers want to be in the same path as Kindred to stop her from getting first scuttle. So I'm kind of curious to see how this works out here. Yeah, the Mark spawn top and Porter's on the other side. That's going to be a free first scuttle for Kindred.
I don't think it could be one of two things, right? Either Porter completely forgot, right? So Swanee completely forgot to have Kindred's passive spawns, depending on which side she starts on, or this is all a part of a long con to get situated for another objective.
Yeah, I'm very curious on like what the idea was there. But both junglers are opting to just stay out of each other's way. Sejuani's Phil almost caught in the right side jungle of the 29th, but he will walk away. Looks like he's hovering bot side. He might just be playing for Wasdo here. Because Wasdo is definitely one of the better damage dealing players of the team here. With his very impressive recent KDs as ADC in his recent matches. There might be a potential pause here. Never mind. Okay, there was no pause.
Oh no, there was a pause. There was a slight pause. We didn't see it because we were behind. If we are not that close to the pause, we won't actually see the pause.
Oh, that's very
But
cool.
it looks like there was one. Everyone's got a life outside of this, right? A lot of people have families and everything. It looks like somebody was taking care of the little one, which we applaud that here at FMCC. And the C is Fort Bede Cup corporate.
corporate.
Of course. So what do y'all think of the game stage right now? Who do you think has the higher? What are the win cons for either team?
Top lane Volibear having 41 CS over Shen's 24 is a great sign for that Volibear to scale early. Bot lane relatively even, 9 CS difference so far. Pretty even. The volley's going to be scary. We know that. Free dragon for red team though, on the side of the 501st, so that's a good sign.
One of these
Yeah.
two teams are on a timer, that's for sure. Because on one side we have a Kindred, and on the other side we do have a Syndra, who's once she's at 120 stacks, her R's and her Q's are going to be doing massive damage. Not to mention her W is going to start doing true damage. So it's going to be.
It's true.
I think it might be a race of who scales the fastest, to be honest.
Honestly, I don't even think it comes down to that, right? It's. I'll say it. I so far have been pretty much right. It's going to come down to another big objective fight, and this game I'm predicting Baron.
They're
based
just
off of how
avoiding
these
each
teams
other. Like,
go.
Like
the
the plague.
29th, let the 501st take Dragon for free, and then the 501st lets the 29th take Grubs for free. No action has occurred inside. Has been the most. This has been the most calmest game I've ever watched in all.
Yeah,
Like,
this is the tamest game, and I think it's because the 29th is not out here trying to make mistakes. Right, they've lost this
real.
as one flail, like you said earlier, and you know, as I was saying, part of that
It's,
was because they weren't really playing
oh,
like
here's a little
with
bit
a
of
role
Holy
action.
in
Kindred
it.
Kindred
stalking Vi.
invading. Sichuan is going to actually counterfight here as Bell the Boulevard does come over. Right, the Arcane comes out from Xerath here as Stand United comes out from Shen, but the Kindred will still break through and kill Bell the Boulevard, start for first blood, and number one Kree fan will barely make it out with a sliver of HP, and Sejuani's Phil will have to flash out as well. Man, 7 minutes for the first kill of the game on an invade into them, and 29 came out on top. Great start on the side of the 29th.
This is a weird start. Like as you were saying earlier, for the game to be going on this long with nothing, I'm kind of disappointed a little bit, but I'm also glad because it shows that the teams understand that if one of them plays a little too aggressively, it's just going to go in the other team's favor.
It really has, and honestly, I think it's already setting scale to snowball on the side of the 29th. That Kindred is at 3 marks at 8 minutes.
Yeah,
I have Kindred
was
games where I'm
almost the fourth
0
mark.
at 15.
that was almost the fourth mark, and once Kindred reaches, for those of you who aren't well versed in the game, and I'll read the description a little bit here. Well, basically, once Kindred gets to what is it, 4 marks? After 4 marks, Kindred gains 75 attack range. Every 3 marks after the 4th gains a further 25 attack range. She essentially has the potential in this game, if Sketch plays properly, to be able to hit towers from outside of their strike range.
That 4 mark spike is scary on Kindred, and she's already almost at it. That's crazy.
There's only one other champion that Riot has added that can do that, and that's Senna.
Yeah, but Senna takes way longer than this to
way
reach it.
longer.
Lissandra is
Kindred is
roaming top
conditional.
here. Trying to get control on top side. They might be looking for 6 grubs here, which will definitely empower the early push on the side 29th, which might be necessary considering the mostly ranged comp. They honestly have fairly decent siege, as Volibear is the only melee, but that might hurt them in future team fights as Volibear is their only melee. But I wonder if they'll have enough damage output.
We've seen Dizzy Dios and to Asian not being scared to be in the fray. So while he may be the only one with
Flash comes out from Seth Phaser stun, and he's actually going to barely make it out there as Sketch and number one Kree fan forces him away. Decent gank by Sketch. Wasn't able to fully kill him, but baiting out the Flash is good enough in that scenario. All right, sorry, continue on.
No, I was just saying. What was I saying? Oh my god, my brain. Oh yeah, the 29th isn't afraid to get into the fray as much as the 50. 501st kind of has that protect the president mentality, whereas the 29th is like, I know you can probably kill me, but I can also kill you faster if I'm closer to you.
You do have the 29th, like, has 4 carry players, and I think that's what makes them really menacing. Because if you shut down one, the other 3 are good to go, right? Number one Kree fan has shown to be able to carry his own. Sketch has been shown to be a very consistent, powerful jungler. Braxy is his mages, the damage output on them very high, and Asian has shown to be very well versed in the ways of kiting as ADC and outputting a lot of damage. So they really need to worry about how they get their damage output on the side of the 501st. Right, the Arcane does come out to try to interrupt the Dragon takeover by the 501st, but I don't think they'll be able to actually stop them from doing it, as that will be the second Drake for the 501st.
That may be a second Drake for the 501st, but the 29th is taking the grubs as a result. As you said, they are basically on opposite sides of the jungle.
Avoiding each other like the plague. Holy cow.
Well, I think it's because maybe because of the kindred mark. I'm not sure.
But if Kindred wants a mark, he'll just invade with the Volibear like last time.
Well, her next mark is on the Shen, so let's see if that turns into
Yeah,
something. Also, I
both
just
both
noticed that.
teams. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say I just noticed the Twitch thread. Oh, thank you,
Oh my
biologist.
goodness. The damage output from Waz going absolutely insane here. Forces DZ Dios to use Frozen 2 on himself to survive the ultimate from Ezreal there. That was a lot of damage output coming from him. He hasn't even finished his Essence Reaver yet, but he almost kills him with the two-shot barrage here. All right, it looks like Ezreal is going to flash away here as Barely Copper is going to be caught here. Flash still up, doesn't want to use it, get away, and he is going to go down to Kindred, the Asian, and DZ Dios. Very good game coming out from Sketch there. That is now 2 kills in the side of 29th in this 12-minute game. Definitely the lowest kill count game that we've seen through the entire FMC. It feels like I'm watching an actual LCS game right now. Nope. Flash from Braxy as it comes out. As I said that, with the shocking orb onto Bella Boulevard, and manages to finish the kill as Sketch does try to come and get an assist, but does not get the last in time. It's starting to get
incredible.
exciting. Actions are
It
coming
is
up.
starting to be exciting, and it looks like #1 Creed fan is gonna try to set up something, but yeah,
Trying to get vision on their side, but #1 Creep fan will just get away over the wall here. Well, what do you think of the game so far, Tony? Tony, are you falling asleep yet?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me snoozing off there. No, I mean, this is kind of to be expected. These two teams respect each other in the gaming sense. I'm not so sure about the IRL sense because some of these fights won't. But having the only 3 kills at 14 minutes, an FMC first time, I think. This is like an exclusive game right here. I don't know if we'll ever see this again.
actually, I
Less
think
than 10 kills at 15 minutes.
we might see this again in the playoffs, because here's something that I have noticed. As the stakes get higher and you get higher in skill and everything like that, you notice there's a lot less kills in the earlier parts of the games, just like you was saying in the LCS, right? The early part of the game isn't about kills; it's about getting set up and ready, and then if you can get one, you just take it.
Yeah, it's okay. Looks like first tower might go to the #1 Creed fan right here right now. DZ Dios is actually going to get caught by Sejuani's Flail, not able to actually get the Glacial Path off. He has to use Frozen 2 on himself, but he's surrounded by 3, and Wazudo will get the last hit on it as a kill on their main damage here, right? But the Arcane comes out from Xerath here. He gets stunned out by Bella the Boulevard off to the side, and he is going to have to walk away from this. The Final First is starting to make their playbacks. They're trying to clap back, get some kills, and get back into the game. They don't want them to get. They don't want to get run over with a 3-0 start. They want to get something for themselves too here. Damn. They're really out for blood now. They're getting ready. Wazo is on his Essence Reaver. The damage output's crazy. I'm excited. Sejuani's still in the enemy jungle here. Season Assist does come out, but DZ Dios is already back in time. Braxy is taking a lot of damage here as DZ Dios tanks it. He's going to have to Vault Breaker away. Oh, Stand United does come in, but the damage output from Braxy is too high, and he will actually break through the shield and kill Sejuani's Flail before Shen arrives. That is unfortunate. Unfortunate that Phases to stun could not arrive in time. That teleport time took too long.
So let's talk about that real quick. Do we believe that Sejuani's Flail might have gotten a little too greedy there?
I mean, you called that at the beginning of the game. You knew this was going to happen.
That was a random guess by me, but it came true, I guess. Barely Copper looks like he's going to be caught finding Kindred in the jungle, and DZ Dios will get this root on him as they take this full fight. Sejuani's Flail has respawned and come back in time. We'll take down DZ Dios. Flash comes out from Barely Copper to hit Kindred here. Oh my god, okay, so it looks like they're going to get the ulti off, but Wazo is going to finish off the kill on Kindred as he easily will predict her for flashing over. It did not happen. That's a full shutdown for the side of the Final First, and the Ezreal gets it. Their main carry, their main damage dealer. We've seen Wazo with kills before. Now he's got kills, and one of them is a shutdown. He has a chance to just absolutely destroy him here. 3 Qs, and look at Ash's HP. It's not looking too hot.
The seal has been broken. The kills will flow. I am now more excited for this game.
That being said, I want to point out that number one Creed fan has also been unleashed.
He does. He has taken the first turret. This is true.
He's also
And
got Unending Despair. The key
Oh.
item.
The key volley item, yeah. Between that and his already like rather ridiculous kid.
Tier was a little late though. Most volley bears would get the tier relatively early, start stacking it. So the Fimble
Yeah,
mid
but,
turret might be a little late.
it might be a little late, but number one Creed fan doesn't really need the mana early on. So I think sacrificing that for, completing the item faster, right? I think that was a good call.
Both sides have actually just been giving up like chunks of the jungle to the other. Is there like an agreement here to never touch the other objective? Because there's 3 whole dragons. Oh, Shocking Orb does hit the Syndra here. As Syndra does stun him as return. Wasto is looking. He's going to Arcane Shift and dodge the Arcano Pulse. Shocking Orb just coming out here. Cleanse immediately comes out. Mystic Shots come in. Ooh, I got the style points as he flash True Shot barrages. Finish it off Braxy. Number one Creed fan does teleport and chasing him down. Managed to finish off Bella the Boulevard. Did bring out Stormbringer, but he's going to get CC locked down by Barely Copper and Sejuani's Flail with the counter gank. And that's another shutdown going to Wassow's pocket. He is 4-0 to with them being shutdowns. Oh my goodness.
That was a lot of resources used. It did get them to shut down. Well, not shut down Creed fan. He wasn't even at gold, but I don't know if all of the 501st needed to be down there to kill.
They did not, but it's not like they lost too much either.
Yeah, but Kindred was able to get another stack from the 501st jungle. And we said this earlier, this is a stacking game. Kindred's going to reach that stack first. I think this is just a long haul. All of that was to get 2 kills and a tower, which is good. It's very good. And as long as they keep pushing forward, the 501st has this, but if they sleep up, it's going to go back to the 29th easy. No struggle.
I don't know. Because I feel like in general, because sure, Kindred got 1 stack out of all that, right? But they got like the 501st got tower, they got the shutdown on Wazdo, and with that gold pressure, they might actually just be able to stop Kindred from scaling altogether if they just start like their death ball now, because Kindred still needs time to set up. He has a massive 40 CS lead, 3 kill lead, most of them being shut down. Oh, it looks like he might actually get caught here as I'm praising him. The Glacial Path does not manage to catch him. Sejuani's Fail looking to solo kill Braxy down there. He does get the solo kill off as Ash does shut down Wazdo here. Looks like DCDus will fall to Bella Boulevard as she's going to flash gather the weak. Does not hit the stun on anyone. Barely Copper is out of range to be able to stun anyone. Not going to catch him. Sejuani's Flail vault breaking over the wall. Does not have Season and Assist to catch out Sketch, and he will make it barely out alive. Number one Creed fan looking to get tower damage here. He is getting chunked out by the tower as Cephei's son forces the taunt to get the tower aggro on top of him. That was not really worth the demolish proc, to be honest.
It wasn't, no.
The gold lead and just the gap between 29th and 501st is just getting smaller. It's like the gold lead is still slightly favored for 29th, but the kill gap no longer the 3-0. It's now 7-7. It's evened out entirely.
It has evened out, and I was saying earlier the 29th can still, has the pressure, but like I'm not gonna lie, some of these plays are questionable on their end.
Looking at the gold values, like sure there's a 2k gold lead, but the gold is on the side of 501st is where it matters.
No,
They're
no,
actually-
this Baron fight is what they want.
What do we think about this Baron fight? Think it's gonna work out? Oh, nope, they're gonna turn away from it. Wall Breaker does come in as a Thundering Smash takes out. Right, the Arcane does come out. It actually takes out Barely Copper. The backlight Stormbringer does come in, and Stand United does come out onto Sejuani's Flail. They're going to damage through it just again and take down both Sejuani's Flail and Bella the Boulevard there as Wazdo is running away from the Volley Bear. There's no tier 1 tower to save him here. It's just him, a bunch of minions, and number one Creed fan running him down as the Asian and Braxy does come and join and finish him off. And Cephei's stun is actually going to die. No, he doesn't die. He barely lives against Sketch off there to the side, running away with tail tucked between his like the lone survivor of that fight. That was that went south real quick.
Every bit of
4-0.
advantage. Every bit of advantage that the 501st had gained over the last 10 minutes, gone.
Just like that.
with one
off
fight.
One fight.
With one awful one. I don't want to say awful. One questionable Baron call, and
I don't
the
think it
the
was time
ensuing
for
fight.
Baron there. Yeah, I was saying that. The reason I was saying it was the time for Baron, I don't know if you saw that, but Barry Copper was tanking the Baron shots, and Baron kind of scales off of the timing of the game and a couple other things, and was melting to Baron, and I was like, oh, there goes the-
Helicopters hits him. All right, Daishan is trying to get away here. Actually does manage to get away. That's Unleash Power for Sarah doesn't work. Cease and Desist does actually catch the Ash here. He's going to go down. Big gathering of people down here in mid. Damage output comes out. They're going to start targeting out Kindred at the back with the Lancer Spike coming out. Right, the Arcane does come in and chuck him out. Wow, number one creep fan barely living, but he is still going to go down. And Wazo actually outputting a lot of damage. He's actually juking out a lot of the abilities here. He is going to take down 2 on his own. He's going to take down 3. One more hit. No, it looks like Seth's going to actually finish off Wazo. That's going to be an ace from the side of the 29th. That's the entire Final First does go down there in this bunched up skirmish that allowed him to just absorb multiple AoE strikes from the side of the 29th, and it was just an absolute disaster.
So
Wow.
Kindred is currently sitting at 9 marks, and that's pretty big. I'm waiting for Bell of the Boulevard to spawn to check that stat count.
What went wrong in that fight?
How
Hey,
many
guys.
times? How many times are we gonna? Are the 501st gonna
It's coming
force
back. The teleports are
an
coming in.
objective?
Shocky Orb tells it Bella Boulevard might actually die here. Zephyr's stun does get a taunt onto Braxy. Bailey Copper does arrive in time to get the CC on him, and they are going to shut him down as Volley Bear comes back and it Flash Thunder smashes Bella Boulevard. Sky Slayer does take it out. He is in the middle of all of them right now. But he's not taking very much damage. There's not a lot of damage out. But Wazo isn't in the fight yet. He's on his way back from base, and they're just going to stare at each other right now as they both disengage. Being very wary. This is so point for Fire First, and they really want this right now. They are
They
dying.
Really do. I don't think
They're
this is the
throwing
call,
bodies
though.
at it.
How many times are we gonna force this objective?
Easy Deals comes absolutely amazing. I was almost convinced he was out there. If he had the vision there, he might have outplayed all 3 of them. He might have killed all 3 of them on his own there. Not gonna lie. That was absolutely amazing performance by Wazdo.
Okay, so Wazdo's 7-4 on Ezreal. Who else do they have on their team right now? Please tell me.
They have Sejuani's Flail. He's not too far
Hey,
behind.
the stream died, by the way.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I got you.
Like the last thing we saw was the team fight at Dragon. Oh, it's good now. It's good now. No mind. It's good now. It's good now.
Copy. All right, so look at the gold lead right now. Yeah, all of the golds on Ezreal right now. This is definitely a 4 protect 1 strat going ideally, but the only problem is I should say ideally, but like as it should be would be the correct way to say that. But the only other real fighter that can provide damage right now, because Bell is so behind, it's Sejuani's Flail, but he's building to be tankier in fight, so he's not going to be outputting a lot of damage himself.
The only champ on the 501st with 10k gold is Ezreal. However, on the other side, we have 3 champs with 10k, being Voli, Kindred, and Xerath, as well as Ashe very quickly coming towards 10k.
Yeah, with
It's
this-
just, it's so favored towards the 29th right now.
It really is. What was a 2k gold lead before at the 7-7 now is a 8k gold lead with a 9 kill difference from both
and
teams.
Sniper beat me to it, but Kindred is currently sitting at 10 stats. For those of you who can do quick maths, Kindred is sitting at the 2nd upgrade for her passive.
A lot of chunk damage coming out. Right, the Arcane is going to come out. He's going to eat some honey fruits, but is going to die because of it. As Ray Arcane from Braxy, perfect accuracy takes him down. Did not miss one there, I believe.
Oh man, the
I might-
geometry.
I might just be blind, so personally, I didn't miss one. True Sharp Barrage does come out as Flash from DZDOs does get the Frozen 2 onto Bell the Boulevard. Bell the Boulevard will go down. Ezreal does come up. Bailey Copper moving on to him too. The CC will come on to number 1 Creed fan. Now the question is, Solar Flare does come out as well. The question is, do they have the damage to finalize it? Wow, Wazdo's damage output is actually really high right now, but the Frenzied Maul is healing him up. One more, and he might actually... Okay, he doesn't get it. The shutdown does go to Wazdo again, but on the side of mid lane, the remaining 2 threats of Kindred Ashe is threatening to take mid turret. Game is
That was 2
intense.
ults that had to be used to take down number 1 Creed fan. He's proven that he is a raid boss this game.
Absolute raid boss. Like I can't believe just the amount of damage he can tank before going down. Because Frenzy Maul, like
Whoa, man.
I'm well aware of how like crazy buffed it is. But that 20% missing HP is no joke. No joke at all. Holy cow. What do you think? What does 501st do to get back to this game? What's the solution here?
Stop doing what you're doing. What you
Which
were
is?
doing at the beginning of the game, the respecting the other side and taking the opposite side objectives and farming up. That's what they did well. And the moment they stopped doing that, well, you see the scoreboard.
There is a lot that the 501st could do. Yeah, but oh my gosh,
I don't.
there's a lot that the 501st could do right now. But realistically,
Realistically, I don't
know,
see it
not-
because like just objective wise, like sure they have 3 dragons, but towers. They have a single tower under their name. Just one.
That's
And-
really what it comes down to.
Yeah, and 29th has almost all of it. It's threatening tier 3s. And they can just sit at Baron all day because they have permanent lane pressure as DCDOs will go in. Do some massive damage on Bella Boulevard. She is going to go down here as Barely Copper is going to try to start running away on his own. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get anything out of it. They do lose 1, and that's going to give the setup for 29th. Man, this is not looking too good. They can't stop this Baron. That is also a mark for Kindred. She goes for his Baron. But now they have to think about, do we go for Baron here or do we go for Dragon here? They're stronger, so you know what? Why not just take Dragon and do both, honestly? 501st wants Dragon. They want this whole point. It's their primary way back to this game, but they're not going to give it to them. Yep, that's going to be Hextech Drake towards 29. That's 2 Drakes on them, while 501st is still sitting at 3. Holy cow.
That was looking scary. Korn was alone in Dragon Pit.
I think he would have lived long.
And there were four people on the 501st that he might have lived. It's possible.
Oh, it looks like this Baron's going uncontested. 501st is not positioned. They're not anywhere near ready for this. Yep, looks like this is going to go straight to the 29th, uncontested. They might just end it all here with the Baron buff already, and all the towers already down. Even if they die with Baron buff here and get ace, it would take at least 2 or 3 aces for the 501st to actually win game here. They have all the free chances in the world to try crazy stuff here, and I kind of want to see them go wild.
Yeah, I do too. And Bella Boulevard is sitting at 100 stacks now. Well, 108 stacks now. So
That's really low for 30 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. And on top of that, like the gold, she's currently not even done with her second item. It's not too hot. It really isn't. It's real.
Oh, actually, it's 120 now.
Yeah, it's 120 for the max to finish it all off. So he will not. And then after that, she's not infinitely stacking champion. That's her limit. DCDO's looking to go in. Flash comes out with the Ring of Frost here. And he's going to get chunked out here, but they are going to get tier 3 tower in return. Sejuani's Flail looking to Vault Breaker in, get some CC out. Oh, the cease and desist does come out, lock him from the top ropes. Volley Bear does go in, but he's going to get chunked out from Wazdo. The damage output is insane. Right here, their king comes out. Stand United gets put onto Wazdo as he's going to flash out of the Lambster Spike from Kindred and die here, and that's going to be a almost clean ace as Sejuani's Flail is the only person left alive on the side of the 501st. It's over. I don't think he went. He choked. He flashed too early. And got cleaned up right outside the Lambster Spider. It's over. 29th enter immediately. Holy cow. What a game between both teams. It was very close at the beginning, but started steamrolling towards one way extremely quickly. And before you know it, game's over.
Can we vote? Because my vote's for Sketched.
Your vote's for
vote for
Sketch?
Sketch.
That Kindred
Okay,
play was
do you want
fantastic.
me to guys give you a fun fact about the 29th that they revealed to me?
Of course.
What?
They were initially looking for me to actually sub for Braxy because Braxy is currently at a hotel playing with really bad internet and really bad
kidding.
ping.
You're
Yes.
kidding.
And for reasons unknown, they
No.
picked him Xerath a skill shot only champion with said hotel internet, and he did an 8-3-10 performance. Now I'm gonna leave
Oh.
up to you guys who you want to interview now.
According to the chat, though, he also wasn't in comms. So this was all just him
This is just a solo queue game for them.
Relying on pings.
relying on things, and just it feels right. You know, it feels right. I would love to bring Braxy in, but we can't.
Is Braxy able to interview? Can we get confirmation from 29th?
Can he call into the program?
I don't know if he can, but Sketch is saying pull Tran in. And so
Pull Tran
and
in?
we also got Sejuani's Flail
absolutely.
saying pull Tran in. So we're gonna pull in Tran to come in here. So let me go ahead and
Copy.
just
All right, let's get him in here.
and grab you. Oh, somebody else did it. They beat me to it.
Very nice. All right, hello there, Tran.
Hello.
Very cool performance. You so not gonna lie, I honestly didn't realize how well you were doing, just because of how flashy everyone else was being. But honestly, from being alone bot lane all the way to just at the end of the game ending at 6-1 and 11, solid performance.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The big thing and shout out is to DCDO's Dion, because he just kind of like helped me wave management, because I came from, I haven't played in 7-8 years, so having him help me with how the game is nowadays has really helped me gone farther.
Yeah,
It's really,
that-
yeah, that's really good.
He's a great dude. He's a great dude. And I will say, I did notice, and a couple of those times in bot lane where it was looking really tight, you were able to like really escape, and you have like really good sense of where to be, how to survive without completely retreating away. And so I just want to give you kudos there.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Very well done. Very well done. I'm proud. Like, what do you guys think like was the biggest factor in your victory today?
Our synergy of just being able to pick off and just holding each other accountable. Like, accordingly, Braxy is not in the Discord, but just coordinating really well of picking who has got caught off and where the location, everyone's awareness.
How do you think the 501st was performing tonight against y'all? This was a very hyped match throughout the week. At least my team was talking about it. We were looking forward to seeing how the results were. And I remember hearing from Zabal prior to this that the 501st is basically the team he respected the most, given the most competition. How do you feel based on this match? Do you think they were up to par with the expectations?
Yeah, they're definitely up to par with expectation. Just all the other games, either we had some misplays or we had some situation where we just weren't having the right tempo. And this game, we were definitely all on tempo and we were doing really well. But the 501st was doing really good to try to catch us off.
Yeah,
Very nice. Very nice.
very
What was
nice.
the biggest turning point? Oh, sorry.
Oh no. I just wanted to get one. See if Tony had a question. We'll let you have yours, but
Oh yeah, you're good. Tony?
Tran, ADC is largely recognized as one of the worst roles right now in terms of like how it feels to play it. A lot of people say it feels really weak. How do you feel down there, especially being this league that has a lot of competition?
Well, as I played more, getting back into the game, I kind of learned that previously ADC had a little bit more agency early game, but nowadays early game I have no agency. I can't really roam or look for myself unless I'm really confident I can win. But knowing that later to mid game, I do get that free power as soon as I get my second or third item and be able to actually do some damage.
and then we ask you a question. That'll be the last one before we go on break.
Yeah.
These earlier put us behind.
I just wanted to ask, like, what you think the biggest turning point, because the game was really even early on. It even went to a 7-7 kill count with a minor, and I guess not too much, but 2K gold lead on your side, but it could have gone either way at that point. What do you think really turned the game around overall? for you
I
guys?
think whenever the big change of us giving up the third dragon to prioritize Rift Herald was the big shot for there.
Could you elaborate why the Rift Herald was a much bigger gain than Dragon to Soul Point?
personally do not know. Being coming back into the game at that time, I did not know the Rifthold was not a part of the game, so I didn't know what Rifthold was. So I just knew that at that time when we got Rift Herald, when most of us got picked in the middle lane, Anastasia Sketch was able to use the Rift Herald up top and get the tower.
Very fair, very fair. All right, and Wash, what do you have?
All I have to say is fantastic, right? Great job. Congratulations, 29th. Further securing the already daunting lead that you guys have. But I'm looking forward to going against you guys next week, and just let you know, right? My team's ready. We're ready. We're gonna take you down. We're gonna be the second team to do so. I'm just letting you know that right now.
All right, can't wait to see if that happens.
The call out.
Right. Call out. But anyway, congratulations, guys. That was a great match. And I hope that was a taste of what we get to see in the playoffs. We're going to take a short break before we go into the next game while we set up the lobby and all that jazz. Grab some food, grab some drinks, chill with those kiddos. It's not a school night, so they get to stay up just a little longer.
They better be careful
so
though,
go
because
ahead.
Tony's going to be up top tonight.
Oh, yeah, Tony
Be on
is
the, be on the
gonna- oh, that's
lookout.
right.
Be on the lookout.
Tony will be up top tonight, so be on the lookout for him. But we will see you guys back here very shortly.